The school run can be one of the most challenging parts of any parent's day. I should know this morning it was very challenging for me. We'd left the house, it was all going swimmingly well. Then my 9-year-old realised she'd forgot her homework book. Stroppiness ensued from me, I should add, not from my daughter, and everything sort of fell apart pretty quickly. I put a lot of time into thinking ways of making the school run easier. All the research shows that apparently 8:10 is the most stressful part of the day. That's because you're desperately trying to get out of the house without forgetting a trumpet, a cello, homework, where's the ties, where's the shoes, all that kind of stuff. So here we have my 8 top tips for a smooth school run. Tip 1. Do everything you can the night before. Now, I never thought I would be this organised, but actually laying your uniform out, packing the school bag the night before, leaving the trumpet by the door, the swimming kit, everything. Do as much as you can the night before, because as every parent knows, everything takes 3 times as long in the morning. Tip number 2, get up early, you, not the kids. Sometimes if I kind of roll out of bed at the same time as my children, then it takes me far longer to get dressed, makeup on, showered, all that kind of stuff. If I get up 10-15 minutes before they do and get myself ready, don't know why, whether it's psychological or whether it's just practical, but everything feels much easier. And if I'm dressed, then I'm a kind of role model. Tip 3, very simple. Often forget this one. Don't leave homework until the morning. I did it as a child and now I let my children do it as a mum. Always a recipe for disaster. Tip 4, pack lunch. Don't go there. If you have to do packed lunch, do everything you can the night before, but make your kids have school meals. It prevents a psychological meltdown first thing in the morning. Believe me, I know. Tip 5, buy 2 or 3 of everything. Now this may sound wildly profligate, but when I realised that if I bought another cardigan, another tie, more shirts than I needed, more socks than I needed, more tights than I needed, I drew the line at shoes. It meant that if we lost anything, I had a spare, so there was no frantic racing around. Where's my tie, Mum? Hey, I've got a spare one in the cupboard. Tip 6. Flannels and toothbrushes downstairs. Now this may sound very lazy, but actually getting kids up and downstairs quickly in the morning, as most parents know, can be a trial. So I make my kids brush their teeth downstairs, and I have a flannel downstairs so they can't get away without having their faces washed. Think I'm slovenly? Well, I take it a step further. If we drive to school, we try to walk or cycle, but if we drive, I have a hairbrush, hair grips and hair bands in the car. So there's no excuse for them going to school with matted hair like something out of Roald Dahl's The Twits. Tip 7, don't shout. It makes everything worse. I know that from painful experience this morning. I shouted, my kids got stressed, one started crying, and the whole morning descended. If you can internalise any anger, any frustration, do, because it makes the whole morning go much quicker and much easier. So tip 8, if you are late, it's not the end of the world. Being 5 minutes late for school occasionally, although your stress levels may be soaring, it's not actually the end of the world. So those are my 8 top tips for the smooth, for the ideal school run. I don't always heed them, but that's the blueprint, that's the ambition, the aspiration. What about you? What are your top tips for the ideal, for the smooth, for the stress-free school run? I'd love to hear them. I'm learning all the time. My children are 6 and 9. Does it get easier as they get older? Does it get worse as you have to crowbar teenagers out of bed? Share all your tips with us because we'd love to hear them. Bye. Because one of my children doesn't really like fish that much. I've discovered if you make a kind of pesto crust on the top, actually it was one of you who told me about this and I've tried it and it's brilliant. Do a pesto crust on top of the fish, oven bake it. Even children or people who don't like fish, I think, like this.